First Alert Weather with meteorologist Jeansonne.
Two things happening. The wave moves west, but this big ridge of high pressure is going to build back in on top of us as we go throughout the weekend. Believe it or not, it actually could be just a little bit hotter in the afternoon. In fact, an excessive heat warning is in effect. But tonight, we're watching that line of strong to severe storms starting to move into South Mississippi, and behind me, you can see the clouds really starting to thicken up. The forecast track takes it over one of the warmest parts of the Gulf of Mexico right now. The water temperatures are in the upper 80s to low 90s.
Everybody's been wanting that cooler weather.
Yeah. After the hottest summer ever, everyone's saying, is it ever going to turn cold? Well, this weekend is your weekend. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. That's where that potential tornado is. That's just to the east of Lizana, west of Wortham. It's crossing Highway 53. So you want to go ahead and take your tornado precaution. In between those two ridges of high pressure, we get this trough or this dip in the jet stream. So that weakness could allow for that tropical system to drift off towards the north. Still too early to say exactly who sees impacts.
McDonald's says the Peanut Butter Crunch McFlurry will only be available for a limited time if the machine works.
If the machine works, yes, absolutely. And if it's not, we're bringing the investigative team and we're going to find out why
it doesn't work.
Exactly.
First Alert Weather with meteorologist Jeansonne.
All right, it was the hottest day on record here in South Mississippi on the coast. Hit 107 degrees. It is unheard of because we've never done it before, at least on record. Gulfport Biloxi International Airport hit 107. That's the new all-time hottest temperature ever recorded. The old hottest temperature was 104. Here at the station, while we're not an official climate site like Gulfport Biloxi, we also hit 104 degrees, and Moss Point Trent Lott Airport hit 106. That is also an all-time record high temperature for Moss Point. Although records there only go back to 1997, I suspect that 106 will be one to stand for a very long time. Look at this, a snapshot of our temperatures around 3:14 this afternoon. Almost every single site above 100 degrees. That is the first time that I have seen that on a map where everyone is reporting, or almost everyone is reporting 100 degrees. The one little exception, Bay St. Louis, a cool, freezing cold 99 degrees. How lucky to be in Bay St. Louis this afternoon. Now look at our temperatures now. Well, they're still hot, but the sea breeze finally kicked in a little bit, and our temperatures are down into the mid-90s on the coast. Heat index value is still disgusting. 114 is what it feels like in Moss Point. Some of us had a few little showers earlier today. Look at the radar. Right now we're seeing this thunderstorm over towards Picayune, just southwest of Picayune. Any storm that pops up today will be able to produce some strong gusty winds. Not everyone's going to see that though. Earlier today, we had a little thunderstorm pop up around Woolmark, and in fact, Chief Meteorologist Carrie Duncan even told me she got some strong winds with that little storm, and you see it didn't even last that long. It was just there for like 5 seconds and some heavy downpours. But this little storm over here, just to the south and west of Picayune, looks like that's going to head towards Slidell if it can hold together, but that I would bet has some very strong gusty winds with that. Hancock, Whitney Bank, Tower Cam, and Gulfport, 97 degrees. Feels like 108 when you factor in the humidity. Tomorrow, we do it all over again. We wake up temperatures in the upper 70s, low 80s. By lunchtime, temperatures running towards the 100-degree mark. Will we make a run to try to break our all-time record again tomorrow? It's possible. Now, all-time records, we don't put them into forecast because, well, they're all-time records for a reason. So tomorrow, there are hints that tomorrow could just be as hot as it was today in many spots. So temperatures in the upper 90s to low 100s on the coast, 100 to 105 north of I-10, certainly that could be a little bit hotter. When do we cool off? Well, models continue to trend with the front approaching the area as we head towards Monday, Tuesday timeframe. Now, don't get excited. We're not going to cool off down to 60, 50 degrees, nothing like that. But it'll be better than 107 degrees. So we'll take what we can get, especially this time of the year. The other benefit of this front, trends continue to suggest that as the front comes through, it keeps whatever tropical trouble is brewing in the Gulf away from South Mississippi. Hopefully that trend continues. Some of y'all have been talking about, oh, let's get a tropical system because we need some rain. No, we don't need any of that. I'm sure we'll get some rain at some point, but we don't need it from a tropical system. Maybe with this front, as it comes on through, we'll get a few hit and miss thunderstorms. and that will be welcomed, but it doesn't look like a drought-busting rain as this front comes through. So let's talk about the tropics. Again, we're keeping an eye on Tropical Depression 10, the latest forecast track. It's going to meander around the Yucatan at least through tomorrow. Then by tomorrow night going into Monday, it slowly starts to move into the Gulf, and then it starts to speed up. So by Tuesday, perhaps by tropical storm status, National Hurricane Center takes it to hurricane strength as it heads towards the Florida Panhandle. There are some models coming in this evening that suggest that this could be a rapidly intensifying storm as it approaches land, so it could be a stronger hurricane than just a Category 1 storm. So we do need to keep an eye on it. Again, the trends continue to suggest that South Mississippi misses out on this. Hopefully that trend continues throughout the next couple of days or so. Plenty of fuel for this storm to really tap into. As far as water temperatures go, they're in the upper 80s to low 90s. Not a lot of wind shear. This system is actually right underneath a small area of high pressure, which is perfect for the outflow of the storm to really thrive. So it's actually in a pretty good environment to strengthen over the next couple of days. Right now, the only thing inhibiting it is really the Yucatan Peninsula. Its proximity to land is kind of keeping it from really rapidly intensifying, but some of our high-res models coming in this evening suggest it really starts to ramp up as it heads north. We don't wish a hurricane on anybody, but hopefully the trend continues to be east of South Mississippi. And again, model tracks continue to kind of hone in off towards our north and towards our east. Again, the overall pattern suggesting the ridge of high pressure slides to the west, high pressure to our east, kind of creates this weakness for the tropical system to slide on through. 7-day forecast, it looks like this again. Tomorrow could be another record-breaking day as far as heat is concerned. Finally, maybe a little bit of a cool off as we head towards the middle of the next week. Look at that, get the jackets out, 93 on Wednesday.